So when we go out and do training at our centres, we always advise a good start in terms of posture and position, and the same applies to these exercises here. So before you start your exercises, make sure that you're sat in a nice straight position on the chair with your weight going equally through both hips and your feet fully supported on the ground. Make sure that your back is in contact with the back of the chair and that your shoulders are relaxed and you're looking straight ahead. Just take a minute to find a seat and to do that little systems check. I think we're good to go with the first exercise. Now, one of my favourite machines from the ShapeMaster range is the chest and legs, and I think it's a particularly good exercise for warm-up. The action of the chest and legs is to take the arms forwards and backwards whilst the legs go up and down. What I don't want people to do is to try and lift both legs at once. It puts too much strain on the back and might make you unstable. So what we're going to do without the machine is move the arms backwards and forwards with one leg coming up at once. Okay, so we're taking our arms forwards and backwards and lifting our leg one at a time. Very similar to the action that we would perform whilst on the chest and legs. Keeping the head pointing straight forwards and a nice relaxed pace. This is a warm-up exercise. As you start to get into the rhythm of your breathing, blow your arms away. Breathe them in as they come back. Blow your arms away. Breathe in as you come back. Okay. Normally with the machines, you might do this exercise for between 3 and 5 minutes with the machine supporting you. You'll feel a difference without the machine there. It's harder work. So you may just want to repeat the exercise for up to a minute and then take a rest. Have a drink if you're feeling a bit thirsty. Make sure you're comfortable. And then if you're ready, we can go on to exercise number 2. So a really nice machine which gives you a bigger stretch through the arms is the seated climber. So those of you who use the equipment will know that the seated climber involves moving the arms upwards towards the ceiling and the knees in an alternate high stepping position. So it's a really nice exercise if you want to improve your ability to get up and down steps and stairs or to take a bigger step whilst walking. Okay, so I'm keeping my head pointing straight ahead, not looking down or sideways. I've got my shoulders relaxed, but my arms are alternately reaching upwards in an alternate reaching action or climbing action. I'm just keeping my tummy muscles lightly switched on so that my back and my tummy are relatively still, but you can see that my hips are working quite hard to bend up and down. Have a good reach and keep a similar pace to what I'm demonstrating here. Again, this is quite an effortful exercise without the assistance of the machine. You should keep going until you feel mildly out of breath and a little bit warm, but probably within 1 minute you'll be ready to take another rest.
So try and do each exercise for 30 seconds to 60 if you can. Keep nice and safe and go at your own pace. So our first exercise is going to be marching on the spot. This can either be in a chair, like Karen is, or you can do it standing like myself. Try and lift them knees high and stand up nice and tall with good posture. Exercise number 2, side step. Again, this can go in the chair, or if you can do it standing as well. Again, maintain a good posture throughout, so chest up and abs tight. Exercise number 3, one for the upper body and the shoulders, is jabbing. And once again, you've got both of those options. Try not to lock your elbows and just keep those jabs nice and light to get the heart rate up. And last but not least, exercise number 4, So if you're in the chair, you can stand up and off the chair into a sit to stand. And if you're not, you can always come into a squat. So you've got the two options, sit to stand in the chair or pushing your hips back and down into a squat. So I say options are yours and relax. So give it a go, try and do a couple of rounds of each exercise, but most importantly, stay fit and stay healthy.
So shuffling forwards on the chair, okay, until you're at the end. And warming up with a few little stamps, steps up and down from there. Also practice warming up your arms just by pushing through your arms, like so. Okay. And then walk your feet just a little bit further forwards. We have wooden floors in our house, you may have a carpet, but it's important that you've got a secure floor surface. So if you've got a rug at home, I'd advise you to move it out of the way before going into this next move. So your feet are planted on a secure surface, your knees are above your heels, and you're using your hands just to lower down to the ground, shuffling your feet forwards, especially if your knees don't bend very far, so that you've comfortably achieved a sitting position on the floor. It might take you a few minutes to get used to this if it's not a place you're accustomed to going to. Let's try our modified leg press tricep dip exercise. So I'm going to move side on so you can see my position here. You can see that I've got my hands planted flat on the floor with my fingertips pointing forwards and my feet are planted there. Okay, and what we're going to do is just practicing bending and straightening through our arms. Okay, so the hands stay planted on the ground, bend and straighten, bend and straighten, bend and straighten. I'd suggest you repeat this for up to 1 minute, by which time you might start to feel a little bit tired in your arms. Come up for a rest. Then what you can also do is just practice taking your legs alternately up and down. So straightening through the knee, bending down. Straightening through the knee, bending down. Straightening through the knee, bending down. Again, you might want to keep that going for approximately 1 minute before returning to rest. The second machine we're going to look at today is the flies and thighs. This is a really important machine for helping us to move out to the side, which especially is important for keeping our balance. We're just going to move one side at a time. Okay, so your start position is arms bent and in front of you, like so, and feet flat and supported to the ground. I'm going to start off with my right hand side, so I'm going to lift up my right foot just so it's a couple of inches off the floor, taking it out to the side, bringing it back in again. And then I'm repeating with the left side. Try to avoid twisting in the front or the middle. Okay, blowing out as you're taking your limbs outwards and in as you return to the middle. You'll probably start to find that within 1 or 2 minutes, particularly around your shoulders, you'll feel a bit achy and ready to take a rest. If your sitting balance is a little bit uncertain, then you can simplify that exercise by just using one limb at a time. Okay, it's up to you. You know your body best and you know what will work best for you.